interesting when we think about how many people are here and why. There are many groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings that the city's involved in, but none like this. So you may have read some of Stephen Covey's books. Stephen Covey started with the idea and the phrase, begin with the end in mind. And it's been hard to do for this park because the end of a world-class park required many, many, many steps, each of which involved extreme planning, complex projects, and execution. So today what you're seeing is the groundbreaking and somewhat of the final step of an environmental cleanup. The spot that you're sitting in right now was at one point 70 feet deep, an excavation and remediation that was led by GRU. It included removing thousands and thousands of tons of contaminated soil. That project was a major project for GRU, lots of people involved, and we thank everybody who really made that happen. You're also sitting on the site of a major water quality project. This project provides a water quality and drainage for all of the core of our downtown. It was an envisioned project that many folks would think is too ambitious for the city. But behind me, you'll see a series of ponds and lakes that provide water quality and drainage for our entire core. And now we're moving toward what I'll call the icing on the cake. The park project that will be a multi-purpose park that involves passive walking trails where folks can enjoy the beauty and the serenity of the ponds and the lakes, where your children can come and your grandchildren can come and enjoy what will be one of the best parks in certainly Alachua County, maybe the state of Florida. We're also, many of you have had your breakfast in the Depot building. It's also the home of a historic structure, the Depot building, which honors our community's heritage. And in our future, as the home of the Cade Museum. So what we're seeing as the icing on the cake is going to really have something for everyone.
So we gather today to celebrate the renewal of Depot Park and the ceremonial groundbreaking of what will be a first-class park for the people of Gainesville and a huge draw for generations to come. The $5.9 million park construction phase will include a football field-sized children's play area with a Sweetwater Branch Creek-themed splash pad, a Water's Edge promenade designed to host food truck rallies, art festivals, outdoor grills and picnic pavilions, dramatic entry features, nature trails, and more. To get to this very moment today, the breadth of citizen and agency participation over the years has been truly astounding.
We are extremely excited about the opportunities this park represents for not only the downtown area and adjoining Porter's community, but for the city of Gainesville as a whole. The historic value that aid in the transformation of this park is like none other. The train depot represents a rich history within the city of Gainesville. It symbolizes the heartbeat of a burgeoning community during its day. It also signifies the camaraderie displayed among residents whom waited, welcomed, and greeted Rosewood victims right here in this very location.
Just to give you a little bit of history, the utility GRU had purchased the gas system, a private gas system from Gainesville Gas in the late 1980s. In fact, I recall being a college student and going from having 2 bills to 1, which was great, by the way. But that was when the city purchased the gas system in the late 80s. And when they purchased it, they purchased both the assets and the liabilities of the gas system. So going back to the early 1900s, there had been right across the street where we have the Kelly plant now, a power plant that took coal, superheated it, and created gas. And so we had gas lights in the city and so on. It was a wonderful thing. However, the waste for that facility was sort of put here, which is why we ended up with this enormous effort to do a cleanup.
I love the project so much. I have a top 10 list of what there is to love about Depot Park. The number 10 reason is it's a template for successful public-to-public partnerships. You can't, other cities ought to be replicating this. It's another, number 9, it's another link that's been added to the network of downtown revival. The other, number 8, GRU will continue to monitor groundwater in the future to monitor the success of the project. Number 7, it's a perfect venue that's been created for the Cade Museum. Number 6, reclaimed water is being used for toilet flushing and irrigation. Maybe that should have been number 10, I'm not sure. Number 5, stormwater ponds and wetland vegetation were incorporated in the design of the park. We have a sustainable model here. Number 4, we excavated and disposed of over 255,000 tons of contaminated soil. That's the equivalent of 51,000 elephants. What is that? But number 3, we treated 123 million gallons of groundwater. Again, that's the equivalent of about 12,300 backyard swimming pools. Number 2, we created a huge asset out of a huge liability. I mean, that's really at the core of this. But the number 1 reason why you gotta love the Depot Park project is we rehabilitated a really cool train station here. And who doesn't love train stations, right?
It is said that it takes a village to raise a child, but I'm witness to the fact that it has taken not only this village, but partnerships from Gainesville to Tallahassee to Washington, D.C., for us to realize the vision of economic redevelopment and environmental stewardship of what has become identified as Depot Park. This project has been touched by countless individuals, committees, teams, and commissions over the last 2 decades, many of whom are here today celebrating this occasion with us. There are so many people who have been instrumental to this project, but I want to take a moment to recognize one Public Works staff person who has been here from the inception. Stu Pearson was a city engineer in 1996. He caught the City Commission's vision for what was termed the Sprout Project, later to become known as Depot Park. On behalf of Stu, John Bayou, and all of the Public Works team, I want to thank all of the partners and champions along the way for affording us the opportunity to be a part of this amazing endeavor.
This truly is a celebration of what can be accomplished when we all do work together. And as we've heard already this morning, for way more than a decade, multiple federal, state, and local government agencies, numerous stakeholders, and most importantly, members of the community have all collaborated to clean up and redevelop this important historic site.
This is a great opportunity for our community to create a park where all citizens of Alachua County can come and enjoy and understand that this used to be a brownfield and now it's a wonderful park for our citizens to enjoy. And again, on behalf of the Alachua County Commission, we'd like to welcome all of you for this groundbreaking ceremony of Depot Park.
What I'd like to do a bit differently is I want to ask those beautiful faces, not you, Commissioner Carter, the beautiful faces from the Caring and Sharing Learning School to stand. A few weeks ago, being mayor means you have to make decisions, and our former mayor, Pageen Hanrahan, has made really critical decisions to get us here. What I got to do is I got to tell Sarah, hey, let's get some kids here for this. So that was my critical decision on this point. And here's what I just want to do, folks. It's great seeing you here. I know you're sitting there, why am I sitting in front of a patch of dirt and the backhoe? And no, you're not going to get to ride the backhoe when we're done. However, this used to be, what you see out there used to be gunk and tar and toxic chemicals and stuff that was very hazardous to our community and detrimental. And because of the vision of some of our city leaders and the many helping hands in our community, you have now a beautiful pond. And in less than a year, this whole thing is going to be transformed into a gorgeous park. And there's going to be a kids' playground the size of a football field for you all to enjoy. We do, thank you. You can sit if you want. We do these things for you and for the whole community. The depot building was built back in 1860 in conjunction with the first cross-Florida rail line, and it was a critical part of Gainesville's economy. Depot Park will make a similar splash in 2015. So just sort of hit the highlights and close. We believe this park will double the size of our downtown and bolster our economy. The park will have an extensive trail network and green spaces that will provide a place for citizens to pursue healthy, active lifestyles, walking, biking, and even throwing a frisbee or two. The park's custom-designed playground and splash pad will provide a cool place for children to play in the hot summer days and throughout the year. The park's waterfront promenade will draw in food truck rallies, art galleries, festivals, and other special cultural events. The park will substantially add to the family's quality of life here in America, here in Alachua County, and be one of the most envious places, I believe, throughout America. So there's a saying that many hands make light work. Well, there were many hands involved, but as you've heard, it was very heavy work getting it done. And it's a testament to the many talented people in our community and in our city government. There's too many to thank, and they've all been recognized. But of course, as mayor of the city, I want to, on behalf of my colleagues on the Gainesville City Commission, thank our Public Works Department, our CRA, and of course our Gainesville Regional Utilities. And then of course the many, many other people throughout the community who have come together to make this happen. We are breaking ground today on a truly special place. From what was once an obscure scar is now going to become Gainesville's Central Park. Thank you.
Dancing with the people and the pigs and the kids and the gates and the gators and the trains and the mayor and the bear.